This episode contains sensitive topics. Discretion is advised.
Welcome back to the Lusty Lounge, your favorite adult-themed lounge bar area establishment. With me today are my lovely co-hosts, Minka.
Hello.
And Puce.
What's up?
And I am your host, Justin Alt. And we're gonna talk about physicality and being emotionally and mentally attracted to your partner of the time.
Minka, did you notice
I stiffened up real hard.
I did.
I don't know if this is the real alt.
So essentially, I did not have a topic until I saw two words and went, that could be a topic. I'll make it work. And now my brain's like, you don't know what you're doing. And I don't. We're just going to
That's not how you come
feel
up
this
with
one
topics
out.
all the time?
Nope.
Must be just...
How do you come up with topics?
I see two words and then I have a topic.
Make sure you provide the context for those two words before you just throw them out there.
Are you talking to
I
me
don't
or
know.
alt?
I was going to say, I know who she's talking to.
To alt, because I know the two words, because, you know, we've just talked about it, and it could...
They're just two words.
Yeah, but...
Don't be weird. Don't make it weird. Right. You're over here making it weird.
All right.
So we're going to talk about how and why people be attracted to who they be attracted to.
This is going to suck coming from three very dumb people.
We're going to start with Puce because he's married, so, you know, he had to be attracted to his wife for some reason, so, you know.
You just called us all
dumb. Could have been an arranged marriage.
You have given us enough personal stories that you actually give two shits about your wife, so I will be inclined to think about it.
You wouldn't go... I made it all up.
Damn. You an expensive liar. I wish I could afford to lie like
I
you.
hired somebody to take pictures with me so I could post them online, make it look like I was in a marriage.
Man, if you got all that money, why aren't you promoting the podcast on places?
Yeah. You've backed me into a corner.
Real quiet now, huh?
You got me.
No, you're good. I don't know, because I've been thinking about my previous sexual encounters, and I'm like, I don't know if I was a dumb kid or ahead of the curve.
What does that mean?
In high school, the type of lady I would be attracted to turned out to be people who fit the streaming and like e-girl category super well. And I'm like, was I ahead of the curve or was I just horny? I don't know. Now I'm very angry.
Oh God, I feel so old right now.
I feel like you're gonna have to explain that because I don't see much of a difference between growing up and e-girls now. So a lot of the e-girl look seemed to be in when I was growing up.
Not for me.
Like,
I went to a school with black people and a few white people.
I went to a school with a bunch of people who were country hicks.
Damn, I feel bad for you.
Minka, how about you?
The state I'm in is like 95% white. So I went to school with a bunch. Actually, well, in high school there were actually not quite a few, but there was a handful of Hispanic people and Latina people.
Nice.
Did you also have the one token black kid per grade?
No, I don't.
Damn, I'm sorry.
I don't know if we had any black people in my school.
Oof.
I think almost factually, a lot of good food. I had one black guy and one black girl per grade in my school.
Where the fuck do y'all? You know what, Minka? We know where you live, so
Mm-hmm.
that's your excuse. Puce, what the fuck?
I live in the middle of a cornfield.
You don't live in Ohio.
Live in the middle of Michigan.
Yeah, but you don't live in Ohio. Ohio's cornfield.
Yeah.
You're going to hell in Grandpa's
Okay,
cheese barn.
Ohio may be only cornfields, but there are cornfields other places. Alt. I hate to break it to you.
Damn, you're lying. You know what? Ohio has rubber. You know, I'll take rubber over corn.
Okay, your state may be half rubber and half corn, but other places have those things too. I hate to break it to you.
Well, we are the capital of rubber, so fuck you, bitch.
Well, we've got Motor City, so sucks to be you.
We have LeBron James.
We have sports people too.
And we have 90% of all astronauts, which is not 90. Okay, like 70% of all astronauts.
That's because
which
they
is
don't
really
want to be in
weird.
Ohio anymore.
Okay, but we got all the astronauts. Y'all ain't got astronauts.
We've got the UP,
I don't know what that is.
the Upper Peninsula. That big piece of land above the Mitten.
You mean Canada?
No. We don't have
That's
all
just
of Canada.
Canada.
I'm sure that'll be a thing
It's
one
just
day.
Canada.
Yep, but between Canada and the Mitten is another piece of land. That's the UP.
Fuck you. We've got the pole further.
I wouldn't be proud of that.
I'm not. We've got Scott the Woz.
I don't know who that is.
Damn.
Is that the kid who does all the like retro gaming review things?
That doesn't help me.
He's white guy,
We are
glasses.
so off.
Very
Man, okay,
atypical
that's
nerd
like
looking guy.
90% of YouTube. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know what he's done recently.
I mean, Scott the Woz just got on TV with G4.
Fair.
So YouTube came out while I was in high school.
When did YouTube start?
06? 05?
No. Yeah, I guess that's
Mm-hmm.
playable.
06.
I
Yeah,
graduated in 12.
I-
Yeah, so middle school.
Y'all niggas old.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
so streamers and e-girls were not
A thing.
not even remotely a thing. Like there was like the emo scene stuff going on. But that
Kids
was
beneath the bridges.
its own form of tragedy.
That was the perfect way to describe it. Yeah, you're right.
I really am wondering now. I don't know. I'm feeling racist now because I'm like, maybe there were at least some black people in my school, but like I was also just a really honestly entitled shitty white kid because I was still very religious at the time. So like,
Oh, you fucked up.
yeah,
At least you learned.
I did fuck up. I fucked up hard. So I don't know. Like, because one of my best friends in elementary was POC. Yeah, I can't remember. Mind you, my memory of that time is also really shitty because, like, well, depression messes with your memory. ADHD messes with your memory. Trauma messes with your memory. And, like, that was all time where I was forced
You
to
need a
live
hug?
as a gender that I wasn't, so I don't have a ton of memories of my childhood. But I'm more worried that that my memory is being racist.
Do you need a hug, homie?
I might.
I feel like not remembering black people doesn't necessarily make it racist.
She didn't say anything about Asians, so yeah, you're not necessarily racist. But we're gonna move past that. That's a whole different type of trauma for a whole different type of show.
Yeah, that's
No
a
offense.
topic for my therapist.
As you were trauma dumping, I came to the realization, and I hate myself so much more now. As per our hentai, not hentai, our dojin in our costume episode, I like Garo girls. I now know where that stems
I think
from.
that goes all the way back to episode 1. Not even just the last 2.
You shut the fuck up and talk. God. I now know where that stems from. My initial, no, first, yeah, first is a much better word. High school girlfriend was kinda just that. Like literally just that, but you know, a white girl and not Asian and not tan until after we broke up. What? But the nails, the like the longish nails, super colorful blonde hair. Oh, not quite, not preppy, not quite, but like a little trashy. The skirt with the shirt, boobs weren't quite as big as high school. Right now. I am, and I'm just like, fuck, that's where it stemmed from.
So I actually forgot to ask this on the last one, but like the Gyaru girls, is that what they are?
Sure.
Was it GYARU?
Just say gal. Just say gal.
I was going to say gal. Is just the easier
word. So they are technically Asian.
Yes.
Okay, because that's what I wasn't sure of. Because you were like, you know, like the tan skin, blonde hair, and so like, yes, you know that
they like the tan. They want to be darker, and I'm like, hey, I don't know, slow your roll.
Okay.
Get your own melanin.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure. Because I also know that, you know, blonde hair, tan skin is a huge thing for white girls too.
It is,
myself included.
They kind of took that. There's a bunch of like jump off points for like the gal fashion trends that just never left, and most of them stem from black people and white people wanting to get tan.
Okay. I was gonna say a lot of this stuff originates from like the sexualization of black people.
And yes, there. Like, in the other show I did, we did a whole ass episode about it. Man, people learned a lot of shit that episode. I'm actually really proud of that episode.
Good.
But yeah, that explains a lot. Now I kind of hate myself even more, which I didn't think was possible.
It's just going to be the therapy episode.
Probably.
Where we're not going to get therapy. We're just all going to desperately realize how badly we need therapy by the end of this.
That sounds
and be moderately horny. It's going to be like a moderately horny
We're going to be sad
not
horny,
super
and it's
horny.
Going to be really sad.
I don't know about sad horny, man. Sad horny is, I got some books I want you to read. Book, yeah, 2. Books is 2. 2, yes, 2 is plural.
Good job. You learned how to count.
I'm not in the good. Still not in the good mood. I have a college degree that is not working for me. But yeah, when we would shag, yeah, let's use that word. Let's just use a bunch of different words other than the word.
Mm-hmm. Afraid of the word sex?
I mean, she was No, let's just use a bunch of different words other than it, because that's going to get boring after a while and repetitive.
Fair enough.
Gotta spice it up sometimes. But, like, she was conventionally pretty. Her attitude kind of sucks sometimes, but, you know, teenage girls have shitty attitudes sometimes. Mm-hmm. And so do teenage boys.
I just made the connection with the type of girls you were dating in high school. You were dating the bitchy girls.
She wasn't bitchy, though. She just had a bad attitude sometimes.
Fair.
Like, she was like a literal sweetheart until she was mad. And I was like, I could handle this, or I could let her just yell at this person. And it would always come down to it'd be funnier if she just yelled at him. So, I myself am a bad person for that. But, you know. Pew, tell us about your wife. And why you love her so much.
Well, I love my wife because I love her and I've spent a lot of time with her. I don't know what else there is to say there.
Why do you love your wife?
What originally like brought you two together?
Yeah.
Well, we work in the same place, and I saw her and I was like, wow, she is a very attractive woman. And then I found out she was in a relationship, and I hated myself for that. And then I just tried to move on for 5 years, and then they broke up, and then I was the rebound guy.
Hold said 5 years.
I didn't I moved on in the 5 years, but still found her.
No, hold on. We've known each other for a very, very long time. We just don't talk a lot.
How long did you think I was married?
I'm going to look. I don't know, like a decade?
No, only 2 years now we've been married.
I was gonna say, I feel like I've knew you before you were technically married.
Yeah. I think Minka's known me since just before I started dating her.
So the first time you saw her, you were physically attracted to her.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so you met, you were physically attracted, and you worked together. So like, did you have did you guys get to know each other, or did you not work like that closely?
So I pushed carts, and every once in a while, she'd need to carry out from her department, and if I was lucky, she was the one who was working the register in her department, so I'd get to say hi. So we get like 2 seconds of talking to each other, and then that was it for the day.
Okay. I was like, I worked at a Target for a while, so I think I understand a similar job environment, and like, yeah, you kind of get interactions with most people, at least a few occasionally.
And then 2 years down the road, I got to get a position in that same department, so then we started talking on a more daily basis.
So, okay, so you found out she was in a relationship. Why did you said you like hated yourself for that? What do you mean by that? Like, did you try to like make
It was more like, oh man, I'm crushing on somebody who's in a relationship. That sucks. I can't really do anything about these emotions now to force myself to move on.
Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, because you don't need to hate yourself for
not
finding out
hate
someone you like.
Probably a very strong word.
Okay.
He was the big sad, which is understandable.
So during that 5 years, like, were you looking at other options? Did you end up with any other options?
During those 5 years, I'd flirt and talk to other girls and shoot my shot and miss dozens of times, but
you were trying. You weren't being like some weird, freaky incel.
Yeah, it just so happened to be that I was doing stuff that had us very close at the time of the breakup, so I shot my shot. And then as I say, the rest is history.
And then the rebound guy became the husband.
Yes.
That's awesome. I was like, I don't feel like that happens super often, so I'm glad it worked out. Like, genuinely.
Yes.
Am I an incel?
Possibly. Do you hate women?
No.
Oh, then you're not an incel.
I just don't want to.
Like,
I just don't want to make an attempt because I don't have a job, and I need a job to be able to afford to take care of one myself and be another person.
No. Like, he would have been an incel if, like, he found out she was in a relationship and then spent the 5 years doing nothing but, like, obsessing over her and constantly thinking, like, he would be better than the guy she was with and all of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, like, not being with a woman if you're heterosexual or bisexual does not make you an incel.
I was gonna say, like, listen, I'm not happy with myself. I can't make another person happy.
No, I get that. I absolutely get that.
I think you're still technically not an incel.
Yeah, and as long as you aren't constantly being like, oh, I don't know why I can't get a girl. It's because they only like the jerks and I'm just a good guy. Like, if you ever call yourself a good guy, you're probably an incel or getting pretty close to being one.
I am objectively a bad person.
If anything,
I was going to say, were you not there when I was like, I'm going to let my girlfriend yell at these people because I don't know why she's yelling. I'm going to go figure it out later.
Yeah.
No, anything, I think you'd technically be called what's called a volcel. You're voluntarily incelibate.
But I had sex with my friend on Thanksgiving.
You're voluntarily not, like, hunting for a partner.
Oh, I mean, okay then. Well, no, because I was trying, and then we'll get into that later.
Yeah,
We'll open that can of worms later.
Incel is involuntarily celibate. So they want to have a relationship, but can't get one, and it's because women only like jerks.
There's also women who hate men who are incels. It just happens to be that 99.9% of incels are men.
Also, if you're into crypto or like you worship Elon Musk, there's about an 87% chance
still
you're
a person.
an incel.
I'd be forgetting Elon exists. He's a Amazon man, right?
Nope, that's Bezos.
Yeah.
Oh, oops.
If you worship a billionaire and act like they are God, you might be an incel.
Also, if you believe that like there's an alpha male and a sigma male, you're an incel probably.
But the sigma male meme is so good.
The memes are great, but if you actually honestly believe that those are things.
Oh, okay. I got you. See, now I get to be the boomer here.
If you love Andrew Tate, then you might be an incel.
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know.
The latest and greatest bro sigma alpha male.
Oh, I don't know the names of any
no
of
more
them.
no more names. Back to relationship trauma now. That's what this episode's about. Relationship trauma. Yeah.
So Puce got it fairly easily, where someone he was physically attracted to, like, also he ended up like getting along with really well and got in a relationship. So
I will also say she was not the first nor the last woman I was physically attracted to, but
well, right, like you're gonna be attracted to people your whole life.
You hear his voice break. It's like, hey, Putty, you okay? There's not like a gun or a weapon near you, right? You're all right? Blink twice if you're okay on the audio podcast.
So, with that being the main extent of Puce's relationship history, am I correct?
Before my wife, back in my Disney days, there was a girlfriend, but nothing.
That's new.
No, I've brought it up before. Maybe not on the podcast, but
we haven't talked about that. But we don't talk a whole lot, so it's fine.
I mean, we didn't do like anything sexual, but like there was a lot of making out and like dry humping. But
I remember those days.
That was my Disney days.
Then I opened my mouth. I opened my mouth and was like, "Oh, it's that easy."
Those were interesting times.
Okay.
That was probably the closest I got to being an incel after that. But that's the story for another time, as we keep saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's not go there. So you've had a grand total of 2 girlfriends.
Technically 3 if you count the 1 week relationship in middle school.
Sure, why not? Fuck it.
I mean,
anything to get those numbers up.
I mean, it's middle school, so that's how long half the relationships tend to last anyway.
Damn. Okay. I am not in that other. I am part of the other half. Then.
Outside of that, probably countless people I've been attracted to, but no progress in any of those relationships.
I'd hope not.
Well, I meant
you don't know
the
wife
his
and after the wife. You don't know the nature of his marriage. Maybe.
Yeah, I would hope not. I hope he wasn't an NTR enjoyer.
NTR, that's what it was. Somebody said NDK the other day, and I was like, "Is that no NTR?
The fuck is that?"
NDK is a convention. Nani Discon.
Fucking
Non-discon.
weebs.
Non-discon is what it is. Yeah.
Goddamn weebs.
Yeah. Okay.
He says as he hugs his waifu pillow.
She is actually smushed up against the wall in the mattress because at some point it was just like, I can't get my arm around this. I'll just use it as a backrest, and now she's just wedged against the wall in the mattress.
So in the wifey
appreciate
pillow
the shameless
alt
answer.
relationship, he is the little spoon.
No. Like, the pillow is not on the bed. It is in between. It's sitting on top of the box spring. The mattress itself is smushed against it, and it is smushed against the wall.
Oh, jeez. That poor pillow.
Like, imagine a sandwich, and the body pillow is the middle of the sandwich, and I am like the crust on the top. I'm not even touching it.
I feel like I could say something, but I don't know what to say in this moment.
Do it, you fucking coward. Say it.
I don't have anything to say. I don't know
Damn.
what to say.
I mean, I've got multiple cases. They're just all in the bottom of the hamper. I'm just like,
Crusty.
there's no point.
That's what it was. You said you were the crust
I
on top.
fucking wish.
They're all crusty. There you go.
I fucking wish. Those were expensive. Why are they so fucking expensive? I don't get it.
Okay. So we've talked alt about your high school girlfriend. Did you say high school?
The first one, we didn't talk about the middle school girlfriend.
Right.
You mentioned it, and I was like, oh no, that's right.
Right, but like, so we've talked about one of yours, but so what got you into the relationships, and like what is kind of do you find attractive? And
I
all
got
that
you.
Stuff? Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Do you want the most direct I've ever been, or like the most romantic I've ever been? Take your pick.
Let's go with the most direct, because I really want us all to like need extreme therapy.
So, back when I had Photoshop, when it was free, because college, I was working on a project. I was sitting with my friend group. I think I don't really know who those people are to this day anymore. One lady was just kind of there, and some other woman walked past, and they started talking to each other. And then she walked behind me and was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Photoshopping a picture." She said neat, sat down and watched me. I'm like, that's fucking weird, but I gotta get this shit done before deadline. The next day, I messaged my friend, who the fuck was that woman that was talking to me all yesterday? He's like, oh, it's so-and-so, da-da-da-da-da, we're friends, blah, blah, blah. Why? I think she was kind of hot. I don't remember. Like, well, do you want to, like, talk to her again? Like, sure. What's her name? Her name is this. Add it on Facebook. Immediately sends a message. You're the dude that was doing Photoshop yesterday, right? And like, yes. You're the woman that was talking to me. She's like, yes. I'm like, you want to hang out? Do college stuff? Literally said college stuff, because at this point, I was not a communications major, so talking wasn't really a thing for me. I don't know why she said yes, but she did. And then we watched 2 episodes of Hunter x Hunter. And then 2 days later, we were dating. Because I literally went, you want to go on a date? She said, sure. Date went well. Said, you want to go on a second date? She was like, yeah, but I get to pick. I think we went to the zoo. Yes, we went to the zoo. Then I was like, you want to just start dating? She was like, sure. That's how I got my first college girlfriend. And people go, how? None of your story is like, it doesn't make sense. That it's you got off easy. I'm like, I know.
Who were you talking to?
I used all my what?
Like, who are you talking to that is like, none of that makes sense? Because she clearly came up, and like, mind you, like there are people like me who could possibly be like, oh, maybe I can learn something about Photoshop. But to come up and say, I'm going to just watch you do Photoshop, like, that to me was a clear sign that she was trying to be around you.
Minka, we're dumb
She had
boys.
never seen me before.
So?
That's the problem. Like, I was literally like, I barely know who my friends in my friend group are. And like, random person sits down. I'm like, if you talk to me, I'll talk back. I've been like that since forever. So when my cousin, my family friend, one of my friends from high school, they were just like, that doesn't, but this is you we're talking about. And I'm like, yeah, I know, it's weird.
Minka, I think what he's trying to say is we're boys and we're dumb and don't pick up on signals.
I was working. Listen, it was you finish this project or you fail. I'm like, well, I don't want to fail, so, I'll finish the project.
I still feel like
if there was a sign, I don't fucking know.
So there's a big thing in the lesbian community right now with like the generation that is my age and younger, where they're all talking about like useless lesbians or clueless lesbians, where they're like, I wouldn't have a clue if another girl was even flirting with me. Like, even if she was sitting there like straight up telling me I'm flirting with you, like I still wouldn't have a clue. And like I don't understand it.
No.
I don't understand
If you're that direct with me, I'll be like, all right, oh really? Oh God, bet. And then I'll see what happens from there.
Well, right, but like that's obviously an extreme to kind of be like, this is how clueless I am about girls flirting with me. But like, I feel
You'd
like
be surprised
that
I'm pretty dumb.
I understand you were working, so your focus was elsewhere. But like, to me, that what you said seems like a pretty clear sign. Because for me, like, I can tell when somebody's flirting with me. Usually, my thing that I'm trying to figure out is it's like, okay, was that flirting that was happening between us like a friendly, like we're having fun flirting, or was it like a, oh hey, like, think I'm kind of into you flirting? Because there are differences.
I'll just take your word for it.
What is it like knowing when people flirt with you?
Right, please inform us.
How can you? I don't understand.
I am a little... Damn, none of y'all have seen you and a girlfriend. Audience, if you've seen you and a girlfriend, I am less dense than main protag, whose name I forget.
I'm ultra dense. Like,
Puce is probably as dense as main protag.
Probably more dense.
No, you got married, you had the relationship. No, you are not more dense than main protag from when a girlfriend.
Okay, the main step I forgot to tell you guys in the like beginning of the relationship is we were on we were sent from our store to do something for another store. So we were staying at a hotel. In the lobby, we were waiting for the rest of our group to come so we could like go out and eat dinner. She fell asleep on my lap.
Fuck, didn't you?
She fell asleep on my lap, and I was too scared to do anything until my friend walked up and pushed my hand off the back of the couch to rest on her hip. So, without
your friend is the reason you got married.
Without that moment, I don't think I would be married.
Maybe.
You better thank that friend
I
to
thank
this
him
fucking
every
day.
day. I tell him he is the reason I still have a relationship.
Bruh. Oh man, I there was a point to all of that. Oh right, the whole topic of the podcast. So like, yes, I was very attracted to my first college girlfriend because if you've seen Clanad, whatever the fuck it's called, she was literally just Katomi but white. Neither of you know what that means, and it makes me real sad.
Not a clue.
I know.
Is this the high school girl again? The one that you finally had a realization about being a gal?
No. I said college. Were you not? You were not paying attention? Nope. Okay. I see. You should probably start doing that in the podcast where we have to, listen to each other and respond based off what they said.
Definitely no.
Wait, the girl with like the mantis antenna?
What?
From Glenad.
What color's her hair?
Red?
That's no.
Reddish brown?
No.
So not this mantis girl?
I don't think that's just hair, Minka.
I understand, but it makes her look like a mantis.
Main character. What is her name? That's Nagisa. No, not Nagisa.
What did you say the name was?
Tell me. But like, physically attracted, yes. It took like a year to realize communication, not her thing. Not at all. She did not know how to like converse. Okay, not converse, like relaying information pertinent to situation. If it wasn't science, no, was not good at it. And it took me another year to realize I don't think I like that. That's not something I really know how to handle. It taught me patience, which I liked. It's been useful to this up until this day, but like mentally and emotionally, I just was like, I'm gonna go over here. You're welcome to follow, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
I have a quick side tangent.
What's up, bud?
I don't completely believe in this stuff, like the love languages stuff. What are your guys' primary love languages?
There are 4, I don't remember what they are.
There's 5.
Fuck.
Words of affirmation, touch, and I forget the other 3. Minka, do you know them off the top of your head?
This is why we need a fact check.
No, because I know they're all entirely fake and
Wow.
hold on.
I mean, the 5 are a good, like, topical thing. Words of affirmation.
Are you still looking for what this character looks like?
No, was it the purple hair?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, wait, 2 of them have 3 of them have purple hair. Oh no, wait, hold on.
Here are the 5.
Shit.
Words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch.
I like all of those, none of those at the same time.
So the reality of them is there's no actual basis from them. They came from a bigot.
Yeah.
But like there is still the truth that like they can kind of work as a base to start working from to figure out like things that
There are 5 very topical descriptions of ways of showing love. Like you can bunch a lot of things under these 5 categories, and it kind of help a lot of people. Kind of like horoscopes, but with love.
Damn, I was gonna say, so it's like astrology, but for love.
Yeah, but slightly more scientific. By like
I'm gonna
a
be
hair.
quiet. I ain't gonna say shit. I ain't gonna say a word.
Like it's
but
been
yeah,
proven
that kinda...
false, but also not like 100% false at the same time.
Can I go now?
Yeah.
Thanks, bud. I don't even remember what I was gonna say.
Talking
I really
about
don't.
your college girlfriend, and she didn't know how to talk about anything but science.
Anything. No, just like she didn't know how to relay information at all. And I was like, how? You're studying to be a zoo person. I think you should know how to relay information. Ah, okay, yes. That showed me you can be physically attracted to someone. You can want to knock boots. I couldn't think of a more provocative term.
Bang the headboard against the wall.
You could not like them as like a person. I didn't realize that was a thing that you could just do. That because in my mind, you have to somewhat like the person you're having sex with, and everyone's like, no, I hate my wife, and I'm just like, what? I'm just like, if you don't want her, I'll take her. Shit.
That's why one night stands exist.
feel like it's a little bit different though.
It is a little
I don't
bit
like
different,
that noise.
but
I don't like that noise.
What, the Minka chuckle?
Yeah, less scary. Fear. More fear.
no,
Because I've had a... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't think that's usually why the nightstands exist. The nightstands usually exist because most men have a stereotypical idea of how to please a woman that is entirely wrong, and so they will never actually get a woman to come in their life.
I didn't say that part. I meant
Damn! Do you need a hug?
It's the truth.
I meant the pure physical attraction and zero emotional. But I guess that also applies.
Fuck! God damn! Are you sure you don't need a hug?
I told you earlier I probably do. I don't know what you're
Go
going on
hug.
about.
Tell the person who's ever getting food when they come bring you food in a hug. Christ.
Minka, it's moments like that that make me really
Concern.
scared.
Fear. Right?
For humanity?
I was gonna...
No, more like
No,
I
just
feel
of
like
you. I had a... Well, there was no sleeping off, but that's not for the reasons you think. I've had a singular one-night stand, sit, go home. I don't know what to call it. But like, I had to talk to her, to like get to know her a little bit before fornicating happened.
Well, obviously you had
And
to
like,
get the yes first.
Well, yeah. Well, I wasn't the one that, again, I was not the one. When things like this happen, I am never the one to initiate. And it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Wait,
We'll get to that
what?
later. But, man, I won't say where or what event was taking place, but
You
just
feel
know
wrong when you're the
there
one
was that
not being
What?
the initializer?
What?
You feel wrong when you're not the one that's being the aggressor in the relationship?
I mean, just in life in general, not just relationships.
I feel like if you've got girls chasing after you and you feel bad about that, you got problems. I'm just gonna leave that there.
Homie, you out of 3 people here, I probably have the least self-esteem and least self-worth. Just gonna put that out there.
Possible.
Not possible. You're married. Shut the fuck up.
You can still have no self-esteem with in a relationship.
You had enough self-esteem to maintain relationships. Shut the fuck up. But there was conversation had because my boss was like, "You've done your time. You can go enjoy the event. Let's call it the event." I was like, "Cool."
You went and enjoyed something.
Immediately hit up my friend. Hey, can you take me home? I don't have a ride home, but I'm scared. And he's like, I got you. But we're not leaving until like 6 a.m. And I'm like, oh. Let me tell my job I ain't showing up today. He's like, cool. It's like, awesome. Wander around the vent. Go hang out with friends I ain't seen in like 2 years. The bumper boats. That should give you the location for people who know what bumper boats is. At some point, I just stumbled into a random group of people. These were now my friends. I don't know a single one of these people, even to this day. Seems to be a reoccurring event with me. Some lady started talking to me because she immediately was like, "We don't know you. How did you get here?" And I went, y'all look like y'all was having fun. I wanted to have fun too. She's like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 21. College was a mistake. It's like, okay, yeah, you can drink. You're fine. I'm like, cool. So hung out with them. Talked to the lady some more because she seemed cool. Mostly because she talked to me first. And I was like, is that an open invitation to talk more? I don't know. I'm going to assume yes. And until told no, I will just kind of talk. Talking happened. Words were exchanged. We went to go do the laser tag thing, was pulled into corner, did some things in the corner, and then came back. And then they went home, and I went, oh, I'm alone again. It's only 2 a.m. I got 4 hours to kill. I don't know what to do with myself. That's the story of my one night stand. I do like legitimately kind of miss that girl. She was really nice. And she was a fucking weeb. My god, that woman was a fucking weeb.
I don't know how you did it all, but you made me feel bad for you with from getting a one night stand.
I don't know how to talk to people. This was before I was a communications major.
Why do you keep saying it like that? Like,
because I did not know how to speak to people. I legitimately did not know how to speak to people. You said a bunch of words and you turned into a robot.
Do you not know how to talk to people without that major?
No.
I feel so bad for you.
I hadn't listened. It was a mix of the retail job, communication major classes, and like just dealing with other human beings all the time. Like, oh, I guess this is how you're supposed to talk to people in XYZ situation.
I'm not gonna lie.
Which is,
I feel like the retail job has more to do with it than the communications major.
No, that made me just want to fucking stab it. Listen. I went to go pick up Pokemon cards with my friend the other day, and as we're walking in, there's like an old grandma talking to the clerk, the person running the store, and like I can see the intent to self-harm in his eyes, and I'm like, oh, looked at my friend like, we gotta make this quick so we do not disturb this man, because he don't want to be here no more, and I guarantee you it's the grandma. I literally I tapped dude on the shoulder, was like, I need 2 Elite Trainer boxes and like 4 packs. Here's the money with tax included. Just double check it and we'll just leave. And he looked at me like, thank you? Question mark? It's like, I see it in your eyes. And she's asking, what is a trainer card? What does X do? Is this a dragon? As she points to Arceus, and I'm just like, homie, I'm so sorry. I can't help you, but I'm sorry. It's like, this was help enough, and he just gave us our shit and we left.
Is it a dragon though?
My friend was, no, Arceus is not a dragon.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive. I am the Pokemon lore keeper in my group.
Okay, I'll believe you for now.
Alright.
Minka?
God.
Got any armchair psychologist stuff to drop on him? I was really afraid there for a second.
I was like, oh, she's still processing everything that was said. Hi.
Minka, blink twice if you need help.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's just hungry.
I mean, I'm definitely getting hungry. I don't honestly think I have too much to say about that. Like, I anybody who's worked any sort of customer service job, especially retail, knows how terrible it is. And so, yeah, like, you can always pick out, when you are the customer, you can always pick out the people that are ready to kill themselves or everyone else around them that day. So I definitely get that.
I was mostly talking about the one night stand and Alt's lack of communication skills, but
I mean, there's not much to that. Like, I do believe that going in and getting a communications degree definitely could have helped him.
Which I did after the fact.
Yeah. And, like, I also understand that, like, there are people who are socially awkward or are not great at being able to communicate with others that still, can have these kind of interactions and stuff. Like, there was a point in time where, when I was first like really transitioning and stuff, I was just like, do you know what? Like, it was when I was working at GameStop, and it's like, do you know what? I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna go and fuck the nerd guys. Like, I'm gonna give them a good time, because like there's a lot of them out there that are actually good guys. Like, okay, that are actually like decent people.
They're good
and
guys, not nice guys.
Right, right. So like there are ones out there that are not incels, but just are like have really terrible communication and social skills. And so there was a part of me that was like, I'll go have one night stands with them and give them a good time. And like that never panned out, and it never will unless there's money involved at this point. But
Wait a sec. Wait a sec. Hold on. Pause. Pause. You were like, all right, it's hoeing season, and nothing happened.
oh, just not in that direction.
Oh, okay. I was going to be like, what? How?
No, when I first transitioned, okay, so I think about transition really quick. Is you start the HRT if you're transitioning assigned male to female, and you're put into puberty, so you become a teenage girl, and so like you have a lot of the mood swings, you have the craziness, but there's also that part of like having been living as male for so long, where all of a sudden like you're like extremely feminine, and a lot of times it's like, oh my god, I'm so hot, and so you're fighting against this hate you've had for your body being in the wrong body and looking wrong. And so like you go to this extreme of like, I am going to like force myself to like think I'm hot and to think I look good. And so like there's this stage that I've seen others go through and I went through, where it's just like, I am the fucking hottest thing in the world. Like there was a point where I was just like, I am Aphrodite reborn. I'm going to start a religion where I am the goddess. And
God,
like,
I want that confidence so bad. I want a fraction of it.
it was fake. It was fake though. It wasn't real. Which is why it went away.
Still had it.
But
Hey, if you believe it, it's true.
I'm not agreeing with that one.
yeah, if that was the case, then it would not have gone away, because I tried my damnedest to believe it. But yeah, so that all kind of happened in that stage, and then honestly, not too long after that, a bunch of shit happened, and my dad died, and I went into what I call the 5-year depression, where I did basically nothing, and so like I basically sat around in a house playing video games for 5 years. So all that attempt at the confidence and everything went away, and there wasn't any relationships or anything really during that time either. So yeah, I had this moment of like, oh fuck yeah, I'm gonna go out there and I'm just gonna be the fucking slut that I would have been if I had been born with my vagina. And then life came back and bitch slapped me and was like, no, you're not.
Follow-up question.
Yeah.
What year did all this happen? Well, what year did the 5 years of depression start?
In about 2012. 2011.
Could have been an e-girl.
Could have.
Could have been an e-girl.
Could have. Well, and then like
Okay.
I wasn't exercising or anything either, so the hormones, like, you really have to keep up on it for the most part, because they will help you, or they will make you gain weight generally. So I also like gained a bunch of weight, and so like that also really like made that confidence and trying to keep that confidence go away, because I was finally getting to be the girl that I always had been, just hadn't been able to portray outwardly. And that also came with all this shit of feeling like I needed to fit into society's beauty standards. So as I gained weight, my self-confidence just got worse and worse, and it's still complete shit to this day, and like I try to work on it and stuff, but like that 5 years was definitely the worst of it.
Self-fulfilling prophecy, and I get that.
Yeah. But yeah, so I would say like what I was kind of attracted to before and after that period are vastly different.
That's good, I think.
I think so too, because like I mean most people do in one way or another, but I have a lot of trauma tied to like sex and intercourse in particular, and not in a like I was sexually assaulted. I am I don't know, fortunate enough is, I don't know if fortunate's the right word, but like that is not something that ever happened to me. And I know,
Yeah, no, fortunate's the right word.
okay. And so like that's not where that trauma comes from, but like when I was 18, I started dating someone 13 years older than me. And then after that relationship ended, I moved on from her to another woman who was 13 years older than me. And then after that relationship ended, moved on to a relationship with a woman who was 12 years older than me. And like that was the point where I was first leaving the church, first starting to really get a chance to get away from all the peer pressure, discover who I was. And so it's, I was young and dumb and reckless and honestly like probably kind of slightly manipulated into these things because I didn't really know better. And that doesn't mean I don't have my own responsibility in the decisions I made, because I absolutely do. But like there was obviously this other side that was pushing forward as well. So there was kind of that side of things. And like during high school, I had a lot of relationships. I got around a lot. Never intercourse.
Jealous.
Never intercourse because
Never mind.
I was Mormon. Yeah. So it was,
Never.
yeah. So
Forgot,
don't
my
get too
bad.
jealous. Yeah. I think the farthest I ever went was, after, or like right before I graduated. I think I got to fingering girls. And that's as far as it ever got before the other relationships with the much older women. But yeah, so there was a lot of stuff. And then just like through my life, like I had seen a lot of people do stupid shit just to get laid. And like, so it like sex became this thing where it was just like, people are dumb for it. Like it's not worth it. And so like intercourse in and of itself is not something that is a goal for me. It can be a part of something I'm doing. And like, if it's part of play or whatever, usually it's like, okay, well, intercourse can happen because like the bondage that's happening is turning me on. And then like that's added on top of it. But just having intercourse, like as of right now, mind you, I have not had intercourse with anyone with penile. That's not the word.
Dick.
I have not had anyone put anything in my vagina since surgery aside from myself. So, like, that could change once I get to that point of experimenting with it. I don't know. But I have kind of a mixed thing there. So, like, one night stands for me are not as much of a thing because it's just like usually one night stands are, like we've barely met. We both know how basic sex works. So let's get together, do that.
Does the other person? You sure the other person knows? Because sometimes they don't.
Right, like it's you never know. But I usually one night stands are around intercourse, penile in vagina, penis, dick in vagina, sex.
Thank you.
And that's not something that I'm super into. So for me, like I have people that I can see and I can be like attracted to them, but for people that I actually want to like get down and dirty with, I have to usually have kind of built up a relationship and so like build up trust and like their personality and everything, and that usually will actually make someone more attractive to me, just as much as like I can see an attractive person, and if all of a sudden they're being a super shitty human, like I'm much less attracted to them. It's just like, oh no, like your personality has now like made me view you as a whole being as ugly. And so like it doesn't matter how skinny and big boobed you are and like whatever, like you're ugly. You're an ugly person. So it's, for me, the physical aspect is only a small, not a small part, but it's only a part of it. But there are also people that I have met that I was not super physically attracted to begin with, that like the more I got to know them, like they've become more physically attractive in my mind and stuff too. So it's, I'm closer to, not necessarily demisexual, because demisexual I believe is the one that's usually
Demi is a
You're
connection
supposed
has
to
to
be
be
in love
formed
with that
first, and
person.
then it's
oh no
physical.
yeah, so it is, yeah, so I'm closer to demisexual. There's one that's the like only attracted to intelligent people, which most people who use it are completely wrong about it because they date stupid people. But yeah, like it's not about someone's intelligence. It's about like if they're a good person or not, and if I can trust them or not. So yeah, like I would say demisexual. I'm somewhere on that spectrum.
I'm gonna pause you for a second. Puce, you got anything to add or say?
To Minka's big
Forgot
story
you were
there.
here, to be honest.
I know you got me on another like excitable moment where I talk for like 20 minutes straight.
Yeah, I was just
I'm
like,
just letting
oh
everybody
yeah,
trauma dump
Puce
today.
is here too.
So, like,
You just kind of hear.
I'm just letting you guys trauma dump. I'm letting you guys get it all out.
He got to finish first. Now he's just watching and going, all right, fair enough.
I'm sure there'll come a day when I trauma
man,
dump
that
all
was a
over
lot.
you guys. You guys will have to suck it up and take
Yes
it.
and no, kinda. But like, okay, I'm gonna unpause you now. I understand what you mean. I kind of feel like I'm getting to that point as well, but like, once we get to that like intellectual, emotional bond, I'm like, fuck, well, you're my friend now. I don't want to mess up this friendship, because like friendship can last forever. I know I've had the same best friend since I was 5 years old. We've known each other for 21 years. That feels weird to say out loud. But like, I don't want to mess up a friendship like that. Relationships come and go. It's pretty much whatever at this point. But friendship can last forever, or you could fuck it up. Maybe the sex could fuck it up. Maybe just the wrong argument. I don't know. I've only had this experience once, and now I'm just like, you stay over there. Like my self-proclaimed genius friend, she said she was a degenerate. I'm like, okay, bet. How much of a degenerate? The real answer is like a 5 out of 10, where I'm thinking 7 or 8, but you know, not everyone built different. So like we had gotten to the point where I was like, hey, so and so is going on. Do you want to come over? We can talk about stuff. And probably have sex. She's like, what? I'm like, probably, if you want to. I'm just gonna ask to see what you say. If you're like, no, we can just talk about stuff. If yes, we can have sex. She's like, why are you, how did you just said it. How did you just say it? I'm like, listen, I am at the point where if I'm speaking to you, I'm either we're friends or you have information I want. In this situation, it's both. You have information I want. You can provide an answer. So, answer, please. She's like, that was the most rude, she's like, sure. Yeah, I'm confused about the how, not the why. I'm like, see, I can be smart too. And then I was like, well, this isn't a computer program, so the logic was a little flawed. But you understand. It's fine. It doesn't matter. She did come over. We had some conversations, and I quickly realized this person is not a degenerate, wasn't quite lying about what she was into, but it was definitely like at the start of the path trail. She was swimming into the kiddie
she's
pool.
in the shallow end.
Shallow end. Thank you. She was swimming into the shallow end where I'm at like the 6 feet, looking at how to get to the 9 feet without drowning.
There's mink out in the ocean somewhere.
Yeah.
Intentionally drowning myself. But that is, I think, a pretty common thing is like you have these people that are like vanilla, and then all of a sudden, you know, they're like, oh, let's try handcuffs and let's try a blindfold and like.
See, I was fine with that because I'm like, oh, you aren't as far along as I thought you were.
Right.
And she was like, what does that mean? I'm like,
right, but like for a lot of people, because that is their first step, and because like, you know, as far as they know, none of their friends have ever done it, and so it's like they, in their minds, they're like, oh my god, I'm so risque and I'm so like dirty and kinky, and it's like, oh honey, you're like vanilla bean is what you are.
French vanilla. Never forget French vanilla. Yeah, no, because she had purchased a camera in between us doing that and me seeing her last, and I was like, oh, I know what you've been doing with that camera. She's like, I've been taking nature pictures, and I was like, what? Sorry, well, you gonna run that by me again? She's like, pictures of the outside. I'm like, but when we were talking last, you were talking about, you know, internet pictures, for lack of a better term. She's like, oh, yeah, no, I changed my mind. I'm like, I'm not mad and I'm not disappointed. I'm just confused because you were really enthusiastic about it. She's like, I don't like how my body looks. And I'm like, never mind. You're completely valid. I take back what I said. You should have led with that. That's my fault. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna drive the hour just to leave. And she's like, please don't. Like, calm down. You made a mistake. It's fine. Like, still feel bad. But like, at that point, I didn't really see her as like, I wasn't sexually attracted to her. I'm like, this is just my friend who thinks she's a degenerate when she's really not. And there are people like me running around out here. And I'm like, I am actually degenerate. Just don't like talking about it publicly because I'd like to keep my job.
And there's people like me who are fortunate enough to have jobs where I can talk publicly about it.
And then there's me who tells their friends about his podcast. And surprisingly doesn't get like turned into HR.
This is stuff you do outside of the work, so it shouldn't really matter. It's just talking. It's not really, you're not doing anything, so it's fine.
Have you guys told anybody yet in your public lives about this?
Yeah.
My family knows I'm doing this.
Yeah, my family knows too.
Like that's
well, you're talking about your blood family. I'm talking about my found family. That's a little bit different.
Okay.
And my coworker, my brother knows. He doesn't give a fuck.
I was like, yeah, my blood family has no interest in listening to it, but they all know I do it.
You guys are much more open about it than I am.
My relationship with my friends has improved over the years. Everyone knows I'm a degenerate, just not everyone knows to what extent. Like, when so, on Twitter, there's a picture of the Uzaki mom. She has a name. I keep forgetting what her name is. She's in the cow print bikini thing. I have that figure. Like, I bought it. And I said I was going to buy it. And my friend was like, haha, you want a jar for it? And I went, I don't think I could produce enough cum to actually, like, do something with that. And he looked at me like, what, wait, time out, what? You were being serious? I'm like, yeah. I don't think, you know how long it would take to fill up a container that will hold the figure and then all the cum associated with it? And he was like, You put time and effort and thought into that?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that many people think that far ahead.
Well, I knew he would ask, so I thought about it. And when he asked and I had an answer, he was like, shit.
Puce.
You have an answer.
Not Puce. God damn it. Why do I keep... Alt.
What's up?
Sorry. Okay. So, to your credit, I there was a moment where with my insurance, this was probably about a year or so before I was finally able to get, it was probably about 2 years before I was finally able to get my surgery. There was a point with my insurance where I wasn't able to get my hormones for about a month or so. And so like I started producing sperm again. And it wasn't like probably the same amount as what I had, 10 years previous before I ever started. But like I have a container in my freezer from trying to basically store that, for like adding cum to mixed drinks or whatever. And I will say that, yes, it would take a surprisingly long time and large amount of cum to fill pretty much any container.
Well,
Yes. Hold on, Pius. Hold on. One, yes. B, what the fuck? C, how long has it been frozen? D, listen, when the food plate thing was a joke, and now it's not a joke anymore. What comes after D? E, what the fuck?
There are like entire books out there about like cum cocktails, right?
No.
Wait, you didn't know that?
No. I thought it was a meme.
No.
Like that's not even like a super kinky thing. Like it's definitely on the kinkier
Yeah,
side,
I was gonna say,
but
it's definitely
like
on the kinkier side, but it's definitely not like Minka ocean deep. That's the 6 to 9 foot
Yeah.
deep.
Now we have to put this bitch on a list.
What did you didn't?
I'm not joking.
Yeah, but boy,
Now we have to put this bitch on a fucking list.
So
God damn it.
you want to know how long that cum has been frozen, or the cum that is in a cryobank in LA has been frozen?
okay. A, yes, I want to know how long you've had your own frozen cum. B, very cool that you thought ahead and froze your still.
Wait,
yes.
did you save it for the drinks or did you save it to produce children?
No, so
Or just both?
this last bit was for drinks, and so that was just for fun because it was like, well, fuck, if I'm going to be producing it, I might as well do something with it. But I have 14 vials of little vials of cum frozen in a cryobank in LA, for potential
making mini minkas.
like. Yes, making mini minkas. And sadly, that is actually a big thing that I feel like is not talked about enough, especially obviously with trans people, is like the idea of, are you going to want to have kids down the line? And there are ways nowadays where, babies can be born without necessarily having sperm or, like an egg directly from you. Their technology is crazy. Medical technology is crazy. But yeah, I have 14 little vials. In case I ever want to have kids, I have 14 chances basically to have a kid.
There.
Both men and women can do that, right? Eggs and sperm can be frozen for that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I knew that.
Yeah.
Artificial
I don't.
insemination's nothing
I don't
new.
know if
Tired again.
if there's a time limit on the eggs, but I would imagine not. But I don't know.
I think there is a timer, but it's not like you've got like 5 years. It's definitely like I think it's less than 100, but more than 50.
Modern freezing techniques mean eggs can be stored indefinitely without deterioration.
That's awesome.
Frozen egg and sperm storage limit increased to 55 years. So at very least, it looks like it's probably about 55 years. Because when I went, they told me, like, we've had sperm that was frozen for at least 20 years and still viable. And this article that talks about how the freezing time limit just increased was apparently posted yesterday. So that's kind of cool.
I was going to say, it's more of a how we keep it frozen than when it's frozen.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of the whole thing about like, like figuring out, they're constantly trying to figure out, how can we freeze a human without destroying the cells in the body. So they're always working on new cryotechnology and stuff. But one thing I did want to say also, Puce, about what you were kind of talking about is I feel like there is very much an underappreciation of like friend relationships. There's so much focus on, you know, like, oh, relationships, either your family or like you have to fuck. And I have my best friend.
Whoa, phrasing. That I know what you said. That I know what you meant. That's not what you said.
Okay. But you know what I meant. So, I have my best friend, and like we've been best friends. She's been with me through my whole transition, so for over a decade. And like she's at this point, like I call her my platonic life partner. You know, it's like I literally could get married to her. She could be my wife, but like we have no physical sexual relationship. And a lot of people would be like, that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. And like,
That's just the safety.
but like the depth of this relationship I have with her is like so much more rewarding than so many like relationships I've had that were sexual. You know, it's like you don't have to be sexual to have an intense and deep relationship with someone.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have like 3 like bars or gauges when it comes to this stuff. It's like a friend bar, an attraction bar, and like a sexual attraction bar. And like they all incrementally change depending on the person and situation.
That's kind of a clever and fun way of putting it.
It's kind of a transition on the whole like social battery thing.
Right. I was like, I definitely feel like if mine were bars in that experience, there would be a bit of intertwining, because a lot of that is kind of integrated into the different aspects for me. But like I think that's like I just now picture you as like a sim with like your little bars.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I picture the inside of my mind. There's also the horny switch, but that's beside the point.
That's another fun thing that like probably won't be able to get into much today, but I consider myself pansexual, but the reality generally is I'm not really into like okay, so step back really quick. I am like 90% homoromantic. So as for actually having relationships, it's almost entirely always going to be with women. As for being intimate and sexual with people, I consider myself pansexual because I will play with men, and like I am kind of cum crazy and, you know, consider myself a cum dumpster and an own a hole a lot of the time. But it's kind of interesting because the male side of that sexual attraction usually only kicks in once I'm horny. Did you say you wanted to move on?
Like 20 minutes ago, but y'all kept talking, so it's fine.
This is still on the
Conversation's been
same
fine.
topic of the whole show, like episode.
You wanted to talk about how much you wanted to fuck
Something
his
else.
celebrity crushes. That's all.
I don't even like any celebrities. Once a day is pretty
You got
funny.
VTubers.
Those aren't celebrities. Those are just niggas.
They're social creators.
Just people.
On the interwebs.
Nigga, we are also social creators. You
They're
realize that,
celebrities
right?
of modern age.
They're minor celebrities, I think, is the appropriate term.
They're influencers. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, that they definitely are. That one fits.
I guess this is the best segue I'm gonna get, but I wanted to talk about like emotional and not mental story. I want to talk about parasocial relationships and cringe. That's what I wanted to talk about. But you know, y'all kept.
Well, we all know you want to love and hug and kiss all your VTuber peoples.
Not all of them. Not even a lot of them. I just
Couple.
want to get a drink with Callie and go, hey man, you've been doing the most. Just take a break.
But the real question is, do you want a drink with Callie, real 3D human Callie or 2D
Yes,
Callie?
I would
on the
love to
screen?
sit down. I would love to sit down with Karen and be like, "Hey, yo, I see what you doing. You out here hustling. Bitch, sit down and relax for a moment, please.
Well,
Please take a break.
at least
Not to be rude, but like, listen.
it's not
We
just
can hear
about
it in your
the
voice.
VTuber.
As far as like, there is one I'm just like, I need to stop watching you. You know, something is not correct. I don't know what it is. I need to stop watching you. It's always the goddamn Canadians. There's just something kind of not right with Canada.
Oh, but the caribou is so cute.
Until they fucking rams into you and murders you.
That's just hot.
What?
Pepe hands. No one can see me Pepe hands.
What is Pepe?
No. That's right. You don't watch big streamers. You only watch small streamers. I keep forgetting that. It's an emote.
The weird like frog thing.
I know who Pepe is. I don't know what the Pepe.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't know what Pepe hands is. I'm not gonna explain Pepe hands. Essentially, just it's an oh no, not like this.
Yeah. If you watch pretty much any streamer that has like a lot of followers that are commenting, you'll see it.
That's a topic for a
He
whole
doesn't
different
though.
conversation.
He doesn't. He wants to be a part of the interaction, and I'm
There's
over here
nothing
like
wrong with
sometimes yes. There is nothing wrong with that, but
that. I
sometimes
want to
when
take
I'm
my
watching Connor,
parasocial relationships to the next level and just talk to them.
same. But when there's literally 15,000 other people, I'm like, listen, you're just making
That's why
content.
you
I'm gonna
get in
just
the
enjoy the
audience
content.
with 100 viewers and only like 10 people actually talking in the chat, and bam, you can be like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they'll be like, "Hey, how's it going?" All
See, I don't always want that. I watch content
you're a
creators
boring
to
lurker.
watch content.
Boring.
I am, and lurkers are the backbone of every
They
streamer
are,
ever.
but you're all boring people. Say hi in the chat at the very least.
I say hi in Max's chat. And then my 4 mod friends are like, hey, yo, what's up? And I'm like, all right, I'm friends with mods.
Minka, how parasocial do you get? Do you want to be best buds with your streamer pals, or do you just want to be one of the people in the sea of watchers?
As someone who like has done YouTube and stuff, but also as someone who has had a job where like I meet celebrities and like all of that kind of stuff, like I don't tend to usually like try to say something unless I feel it's worth saying. So I will like comment and stuff, like, and especially if it is a slower one, a lot of times I will kind of be social with them. But if it is like a really popular one and like, you know, like the comments are just flying through, like I'm usually not going to worry about it because, you know, like the big thing is I'm not entitled to their attention or their time. So I'm not going to try to like...
And vice versa.
And vice versa, yeah. And so I'm not going to try to like push myself constantly to be seen or anything. It's just like if an opportunity presents itself, awesome. You know, like it's going to be an interaction as one human to another. It's not going to be as a like a fan to a celebrity, because like I don't view people like that. It's like we're all on the same level. So it really kind of depends on the situation, but if they're already getting flooded, like usually I'm not going to even
Am I the most
worry about
toxic
trying
amongst us when it comes to parasocial relationships?
A little, yeah. Because I've had multiple not with celebrities, but like with voice actors. I've met a lot of voice actors working conventions, and I'm like, y'all are just niggas. Y'all are just regular, everyday ass people who talk good.
And a lot of them just want to be treated like another
like a
human.
person.
Yeah.
Like, I've had drinks with Johnny Youngbosh. He's super chill until he's drunk, and then he gets a little huggy, but not like Vic Mignogna huggy. So, I've met who the fuck voices Celtis? Y'all don't know who that is because y'all ain't play Fire Emblem
I don't know
or
who
watch
any of the people
Toradora.
you've mentioned so far are.
I'm trying to think of like what my best example was meeting Flash Gordon and going, oh, he's kind of a piece of shit. And everyone's like, don't say it out loud. But yeah, you're right. I'm like, so why are we putting up with this? Like, because he gave us a lot of money. I'm like,
that's the other side of that coin that
fair.
pisses me off, is the people who do think they're better than others. And it's like, nope, you are literally just a human being on the exact same level as me. I don't care how popular you are, how much money you have. Like, if you're an asshole, you're still an asshole.
True. But like on the other side of that coin, there are some people I'm just like, damn, I'd like to say hi. I like XYZ and then go about my business. Because I had to write an article about Ninja and Pokimane this morning, and I'm like, Ninja is still relevant? What? Couldn't tell you a single thing he's done outside of playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
When I did my research on Pokimane, I was like, oh yeah, she did buy half of Evo, and she did help launch a clothing line with Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
Cloak.
yeah, she's doing all these cool things.
And now she's
So
like
yeah,
stepping back
or
talking about it.
she
at least.
is dialing streaming back to do other things, and I'm like,
Which is awesome.
what do you mean? You do everything else. I understand what you mean. I don't understand what you're saying. Because, like, she was at Evo. Well, she, like, contractually had to be. She took a picture with Justin Wong, and I'm like, oh, right. She owns part of Evo. Why is Justin Wong wearing fucking Crocs? That shit made me mad. But that's not a conversation for another time.
It
So
can
I'm
be.
like,
I fucking
yeah,
hate Crocs.
Listen. So I'm like, listen, you wanting to take a break is completely valid. Ninja just going, nah, fuck this. I'm like, all you do is make Fortnite content. What are you burnt out from? Please say something. But no, and I'm just like, I don't understand you people. I don't understand people who know how the internet works. I really don't.
No, but I mean that is the thing. Is like, even with Ninja, like, they are just humans. So like, burnout can happen from anything, and like, they get treated, again, because of this like celebrity status. They get treated like, if they all of a sudden stop doing this thing they've become famous for, that they are like, they're traitors and they're betraying their fans. And it's like, they're humans, and like, they're allowed to change what they want to do and take breaks and all of that kind of stuff.
So people our age understand that. The younger people do not quite understand that.
They will.
But they're learning slowly when their creator takes more breaks, and then they start to learn.
Because
I'm like, good.
They'll either die or they'll become adults, and they'll realize that burnout is real.
Yes. But like, there are some content creators I'm like, damn, if I had the chance, yes, I would take it. But like, I don't know you. I gotta get to know you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And not just through your videos and like people's creepy lore. I'm like, just, who are you as a person?
Yeah, it's like, I've got a friend now that, like, there was a while where she was the manager for like Markiplier and the Game Grumps and stuff, and like, you know, like, she's not anymore, and we're still friends, because it's like, that's
I was gonna say, I think I know who you're talking about.
Maybe.
How are you friends with this person?
Victoria?
How are you friends with this person?
You know Victoria?
I think I know of her. Like, she's been mentioned in videos and whatnot. And I'm like, What do you mean y'all have a manager?
But you know, it's one of those things where it's like it was a cool thing to find out, because it's like, oh yeah, I love those guys. But it's like, I don't think she manages them anymore. So it's like, I'm not all of a sudden not friends with her because of that. Because like,
yeah,
if you're building relationships based on like status and connections, you're a shitty person.
it depends on the relationship. If it's just like solely business, I get that. I respect the grind. But if you're like looking for friends, then
There's
like,
a difference.
on the other side of that. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, there's a difference between making connections, because that networking is a real part of a lot of business stuff. There's a difference between that and like building a friendship entirely based on like what you think you're going to get from them, and not actually caring about them at all.
Yeah, that's why collaborating is hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you just kind of reach out every once in a while and go, "Hey, bud, that thing you did was cool."
And I
See what they say.
Yeah, a lot of people I don't get that. They get so like starstruck and so worried. They're like, "Oh, well, this person's like, they're so famous, like they'll never talk to me." And it's just like, have you tried?
I mean, that's a similar situation I'm having with some of our guests. And it's like, I'm just gonna send a message and see what happens.
Right. And sometimes it'll work out, sometimes it won't, because sometimes they're too busy and have too many messages, and that's okay. Because again, you're not entitled to their time or attention, and like you said, vice versa. But asking is never going to hurt. You just also have to be fully okay with the fact that like a no may happen, and a no is a completely viable answer.
Yeah. You gotta hold that L, fam.
Yep.
Alright, however, with all that being said, it is final call. Does anyone have any final thoughts or opinions?
It's been a good night. That's all I got.
Yeah, I think we definitely went on some tangents, and our topics went around, but like I think it was a fun episode.
This kind of devolved into just we're gonna talk. There will be an episode where we're just gonna talk, and there will be no topic, because I feel like those episodes perform better based on previous metrics I have, which upsets me because I like having topics. But with all that being said, do not forget to tip your waiter or waitress.
It's a robot.
Waiter, whatever the fuck you
robot.
said. Couldn't hear. He did robot voice.
The robot.
And we will see you next time. You can find it. But in the meantime, before you see us next time, you can find us on Twitter and Facebook and Patreon. And there's a Discord in there somewhere, all at the Lusty Lounge. And I need to stop talking because my throat hurts and I'm sleepy.
That's all right. They still don't know the two words that like were talked about at the very beginning that spawned this whole topic. So,
I mean, it's no. It's the title. It's the title of the episode.
Oh, you're gonna call it body count?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's a little clever, just a little bit though.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Peace out, motherfuckers.